Welcome into New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. Day 3 of OTAs for the New York Giants and Brian Daboll's football team just wrapped up. So in today's show, we're going to break down everything we know that happened in practice. They practiced twice earlier in the week, and we broke down those practices in yesterday's video. But media was actually allowed at practice today, so we got some in-depth nuggets for all of you guys. We're going to break that down in just a second, but make sure you all are subscribed to the channel because I want to keep doing these OTA videos every single day. I need to know if you guys want them. So if you want more OTA breakdowns following Giants practices this summer, they got 7 more. Let me know by subscribing to today's show. Subscribe to the channel. And if you are subscribed, I want you to type me down in the comment section right now. Brian Daboll started off talking to the media, and what he said about OTAs are that they are a teaching camp, and he likes to see what the young guys and the rookies can do, what they learn inside the classroom. Now they can translate that out to the football field. Obviously, no pads are allowed, no contact is allowed. You'll get a little bit of 7-on-7 and stuff like that, but not too many physical plays are had on the practice field. You want to keep everybody healthy, and you want to keep everybody upright. Brian Daboll, he made it abundantly clear, though, that he is not going to be talking about Saquon Barkley. He was met with a couple of questions about Barkley, and he's like, guys, look, every question you have about Barkley is between Saquon in the organization, and he's not going to talk about it. Obviously, Saquon cannot be there because he hasn't signed that franchise tag, nor an extension, so he is not allowed at organized team activities. Some other news and notes: Dexter, Lawrence, and Leonard Williams have not been at Giants OTAs. Brian Daboll didn't seem to think like this was a big deal. I'm not a fan of them not being there, but these are 2 veterans on the team, so I'm not upset about it, but I would like for them to be there. This is the first time the full team gets to get together, all the new faces, and you get to really work through the kinks and go through those summer off-season activities. I'd like for them to be there, but unfortunately they're not. Dexter Lawrence just got a huge contract. I would like if he was there. They just rewarded you, big fella. But hey, they're training down in South Florida, according to ESPN. Darrian Beavers is also still rehabbing from that ACL. He's been working on the side a little bit. There's been some thoughts, and there's been some people out there that are saying Darrian Beavers is going to be a big-time player this year. We just might have to wait a little bit longer as he continues to rehab from that torn ACL. John Michael-Schmitz, the rookie center, the second-round pick out of Minnesota, is the starting center early on in OTAs. He's taken those first-team reps, and that's what you like to see. That's why he was selected, to shore up that offensive line, be that center, be the captain of the offensive line in the middle. He's getting those play calls and checks down at the line of scrimmage. Andrew Thomas talked about that. He said he's really been impressed about the young guy and how well he's able to get these concepts and these play calls and calls down at the line of scrimmage and checks and really start to use them during the games and so far in practices. A little bit of a shocker here. Not really a shocker, I guess. I just wanted Joshua Ezeudu to be that starting left guard. He was a top 70 pick in the 2022 NFL draft, and you need those guys playing when it comes to season 2. But Ben Bredeson, the veteran right now, is getting the first team starts at that left guard spot. We do have some injury news as well. David Sills left the practice field, what seemed to be like on one of the last plays of practice, jumped up, caught a deep ball. They called it a twisting catch, hit the ground, and was holding his left side. They're saying it's a rib or a side injury. Left practice right before it was over. Let's hope he is all well. Sills Army, stand up. All right, let's get into the juice of it. Darren Waller and Daniel Jones reportedly had a big day during day 3 of OTAs. And it started off with a bang. The first play of practice, Darren Waller connected, or Daniel Jones, I guess I should say, connected with Darren Waller on a deep catch down the right sideline. And that wasn't the only one. There was also a reported another deep catch down the right sideline during the middle of the game practice, and then a big catch down the middle of the field. Darren Waller and Daniel Jones already working on that chemistry. And I think this dates back to a couple of months ago when Waller and Jones got together with like 20 players on the Giants team, got a big Airbnb, or maybe it was somebody's house in Arizona. They were working out. They said it was a whole lot of fun. They were in the house, playing games, hanging out, being dudes. And I really think that translates to the field, and we're seeing it early on with Waller and Jones. This is what Jones had to say about Darren Waller as the player spoke to the media. He said, Darren has been great. As soon as you walk on the field, you can see he is a big guy, and he can run every route and catches the ball really well and has great body control. He has been really fun to work with. He's a really smart guy and has picked things up really quickly. He is a true 6'6", 250, 260-pound dude. He is an impressive athlete. He is locked in. You can tell it is important to him. He has put a lot of effort into learning the stuff and getting caught up. It has been fun working with him. And Waller has been impressed by Jones as well, and that's what you like to see. You like to see Daniel Jones be really complimentary about Darren Waller because there was some stuff coming out of the Las Vegas Raiders that Waller wasn't locked in last year, had his team captainmanship or whatever word you want to use there. Captaincy? Is that what we're rolling with? Team captaincy? I like that. Was supposedly removed last year because he wasn't all the way bought in. There was some during the bye week that he could have stayed and got some work done on his body, but he left during the bye week. Look, if Darren Waller's healthy, this offense is going to be awesome, and the connection between those two is huge. Love to hear that Daniel Jones is loving what he's seeing from Waller, and Waller's loving what he's seeing from Daniel Jones as well. This is what the big guy said. He said, Daniel Jones, he's a smart guy, and he's funny, and he's driven. He's one of the hardest workers on this team, and that sets the tone. When you know the guy that's stepping in the huddle is out here putting all the work in and then some. I'm absolutely hyped about this, too, and maybe that was a little bit of shot from Darren Waller at Derek Carr. That's one thing I love about Daniel Jones. He's going to outwork everybody in that building. He's going to be the first guy in, last guy out, and at the end of the day, if Brian Daboll is in on Daniel Jones, I'm going to be in on Daniel Jones because Daboll, he's forgotten more about football than any of us will ever know. But it comes down to health for Darren Waller. If he is able to stay healthy and play in maybe 14, 15, 16, or all 17 games, it would be a win for the New York Giants. He was great 2 seasons ago and 3 seasons ago, but the last 2 years, he's missed time due to injury. But when you look at what he's done on a 17-game per played average, so if you look at the stats over the last 4 years and you break it down into every 17 games, the dude is putting up incredible numbers. He's averaging 92 catches per 17 games, over 1,100 yards, and 6 touchdowns. If Darren Waller gives me 92 catches for 6 touchdowns and 1,100 yards this year, I'm going to be buying the number 12 jersey. I'm going to be hyped about it, and the Giants are going to be dancing in the playoffs once again this season. Darren Waller is the key to success for the New York Giants. There's nobody on this team at the pass catcher position, whether it be tight end or receiver, that's nearly as talented as Darren Waller. And if he is healthy and he is available, he's going to take this offense to a different stratosphere. Show him some love down in the comment section. He's going to be wearing number 12. Type it down below. Show the new fella, the big guy, some love down below. Another standout at practice today, according to the reporters out there, was Darius Slayton. Supposedly Daniel Jones and Darius Slayton hooked up for a long touchdown, and we've seen that throughout their NFL careers. They have a really good chemistry. They have a really good duo kind of a relationship. Darius Slayton, he's the leader of the Daniel Jones fan club, and I love that. Like having Darius Slayton back. He's a great deep threat. The Giants, they need more of those guys. And with Slayton as a deep threat, you also got Jalen Hyatt, you got Darren Waller, and even Parris Campbell. It sounds like the Giants are changing up the playbook a little bit. Tom Rock of Newsday tweeted this out from practice today saying, Daniel Jones has thrown more deep passes today than I think I saw him throw all last offseason and preseason. 2 of them have been to Waller. And the Giants, they have to become a more explosive football team. They were one of the least most explosive pass offenses in the National Football League. And big explosive plays on offense, especially in the pass game, equals wins. When you look at the top 10 teams in explosive pass plays last year, they averaged 11.4 wins per 17 games, which means if you're an explosive offense, you create chunk plays, you throw the ball downfield, and you have these game-breaking plays through the air, you're going to win a lot of football games. You land in the top 10, you're going to win almost 12 games, and we would love that if the Giants did that. Reports are also coming out that Parris Campbell has looked great at camp and very elusive after the catch. People are impressed by how much weight he carries. They say he's built like an NFL running back, but he's got the straight line speed of a wide receiver. Injuries has what held him back in his career so far in Indianapolis. But remember, he was a second-round pick at Ohio State. He was really good at Ohio State. I'm expecting him to have a very versatile role with the Giants and be a big-time player as well. The rookie standout player so far between rookie mini camps and Giants OTAs has been Gervarrious Owens, the 7th-round safety out of the University of Houston. He had a couple of key touchdown-saving pass breakups in day 1 and day 2. And in day 3, he had another nice pass breakup. Reports are coming out that he could be challenging to be that starting safety alongside Xavier McKinney this season. Definitely someone to keep your eyes on when it comes to the rookies. A lot of people have been making a whole bunch of a big deal about who's wearing the green dot on the helmet. Essentially, who's going to be the play caller on the defense. Last year it was Xavier McKinney, but you signed a big-time free agent linebacker in Bobby Okereke, which a lot of people thought he would be wearing the green dot. But so far, both of these guys are. Well, obviously, once the games get going, you can only have one of these guys. McKinney said he loved wearing it last year. Okereke said he'd love to wear it, but he didn't care about it. He would do whatever best for the team. Definitely something to keep your eye on. I wouldn't mind either of those guys being the captain, the leader, and the signal caller of this unit. Also, Bobby Okereke has been really impressed by Micah McFadden. He said he has stood out to him, and it's somebody that I think may sneak in that starting second linebacker spot. Obviously, Okereke is going to be your number one guy there, but then it's going to be a battle between Jared Davis or Jared Davis. I've heard it both ways. Carter Coughlin, Darrian Beavers, Micah McFadden, and Cam Brown. Micah McFadden was one of the highest-rated Pro Football Focus linebackers back in the 2022 NFL draft, and if he can have that kind of role with the Giants, that could really shore up this linebacker spot, who really doesn't have a number 2 on this roster. So I want to ask you, who will be the second inside linebacker on the team this year? Is it going to be Jared Davis? Is it going to be Micah McFadden or Darrian Beavers as he comes back from that ACL? Type their initials of which one you're rocking with down in the comment section. Some other news and stuff that I'm seeing come across my timeline right now as we're filming this right after practice. We talked about Schmitz being the starting center, Bredeson being the starting left guard. They're saying Darren Waller is even bigger in person, and you got to see how he's going to be used in this Mike Kafka and Brian Daboll offense. They said he was rarely attached to the line of scrimmage. They're going to be using him as a pass catcher out wide. That's what he is. He is a weapon. They're saying Parris Campbell had some nice catches from the slot. We talked about Daniel Jones throwing the ball downfield. Bobby McCain was the starting safety alongside Xavier McKinney. They said Sterling Shepard was running a little bit on the sideline. Wan'Dale Robinson was also getting some running in on the side. And Jared Davis was the starting linebacker alongside Bobby Okereke. Just going to refresh my feed one more time, see if I can get you anybody else. Anybody news? They said wide receiver Colin Johnson also had a few receptions today as he continued his comeback from a serious injury. He was a big body receiver, and he was going to make this roster last year before tearing that Achilles. Look, if more stuff comes out from practice, you can find out about it over on my Twitter. So give me a follow at @MarshallGreen_. Enjoy your guys' weekend. Let's roll.